here we are, CB and Steve. I forgot the first line. Steven, what is our plan? We are at the Greek airport and we are about to be so drained.
Well, good thing the military taught us, sleep is a crutch. Because we're not going to sleep for a little while. So basically, we're going to go ahead and trash the hostel. And by that I mean not show up. We're going to arrive at the airport.
Throw
around
30 euros down the drain.
That's fine. It happens. But not preferable. But we're going to go ahead, 1:45 a.m. arrive. We'll ultimately probably take a taxi and for about 20 minutes arrive at the bus station and attempt to buy some tickets for the 6:30 a.m. bus ride, and then manage to stay awake enough that we can get off and on to multiple buses to get down to Saint Jean-Pied-de-Port.
So you're probably wondering, what's the rush? Why are we running? Well, the reason is we have 32 days to get on the trail and hike 500 miles to be able to make our flight back to the US. So that's why we've been pretty much thrown away the hostel. We're getting to the train station at 2 a.m., figuring out our bus route, taking 4 different stops in order to get to Saint Jean. And then from there, we've made this route plan, and this should get us to our destination, to the Santiago on the 8th, which will give us enough turnaround.
This is my look of optimism.
All right. We'll let you guys know how it goes. Okay, Steve, tell everyone where we are right now.
So right now we're in Toulouse. Since we decided to go ahead and ditch the hostel and take a taxi ride immediately to the bus station just to figure things out, that 20-minute ride has pretty much put us in this part of the town. However, the train station
is closed.
They
don't open until maybe 5 a.m. if we're lucky, and it's not even close to 3 yet.
So the cheapest hostel and or hotel that we found in downtown city center is like 60 euros, and that's just for 3 hours of staying indoors. Not worth it.
Yeah, you know what is worth it? Being homeless in Toulouse. We're literally in this little shanty alcove we found.
It's an office building entrance. Let's get it off.
We're using each other for warmth. We're literally homeless bums for 3 hours.
This is probably the best start we could have for the El Camino, because it's,
I'm gonna disagree. But
this is I say it because if you think about it, we're living in a way that is in some form of suffrage, perhaps, as opposed to the much nicer accommodations that we'll have along the entire 500-mile walk.
We're definitely using the intimidation factor at this point.
Hands down.
Steve described it perfectly earlier. We've got 3 hours to not get mugged. Yay, the Camino. So, Steven, the last time that we checked in, you and I were homeless bums. Have we made any improvements?
We have made minimal improvements. We're on the up and up. But what's interesting about this is we went ahead and got to the bus station. It opened up, and things didn't work out again.
Nope.
We were asking for help. We were looking around. We were trying to buy tickets.
Had 20 minutes, by the way.
Had 20 minutes. We talked to security, walk up, and we're like, "Excuse us, can you help us?" And someone walks up behind us and simply goes, "Hey," and all 3 security guards turn and begin helping that person. Have to pay to use the bathroom, but that's a foreign country. It happens.
So now the plan is we've successfully booked tickets. We're taking, not this bus, but a bus, this one right here, actually. Nope, maybe
That's
another one.
sense.
Anyways, we're gonna be getting a bus that's gonna be taking us all the way down to Bayonne. We've booked the tickets. Then we get on the 7 train. After we get on the 7 train, we then take another bus for about another hour, and we're gonna take that one all the way to St. Jean. We should get into St. Jean around 1 o'clock today. That's if everything goes well. Oh, not to mention we still haven't eaten or anything.
Also, no coffee. Also, we have not been mugged yet, so we're doing well on that front, and we're gonna go ahead and catch up on some sleep now.
Nothing can stop us now. Yep, so this is the river that runs through St. Jean. Okay, Steve, where are we?
So we're literally now just starting. We finally found some food, some snacks, some water. The problem that we came across apparently is the places that we initially planned to stop at are closed for the season. So we're not sure if we're going to find food or not there, but we're wanting to at least, cut off a little bit of the 7-hour, 8-hour hike to the top of the Pyrenees.
Basically what's happening is since we got into St. Jean around 1 o'clock, we wanted to make sure that we at least got some of the trail knocked out. So instead of doing all the way to Roncavales, which is what most people do, we wouldn't have had enough time, so we're going to Orsavis. I'll correct it later, but apparently that town does not exist anymore. And so from here all the way to Roncavales, there's no resources whatsoever. The lady specifically told us not to do this. So we're taking a risk. Yeah, starting the trip off was maybe not the smartest decision, but we'll see if it pays off. So that's the first time there for Orson. That was the place that we are planning on going tonight. At this point you can kind of see the signs that we're following. So I can't make this up. Maybe been walking 10 minutes, and Steve's got the bubble gut now. We really started this trip off on a bang. We were smart enough at least to know that before we left town we got a roll of cookies, 2 bananas, 2 pears, 2.5 liters of water. I don't know if we ate something weird, because now that Steve's doing it now, I'm not starting to feel very good. And we're still, I'll show you, but we're still in town. We're just on this steep ass incline. For the next 2 days, we're basically going to be, going up the Pyrenees. Yeah, we're starting off on a rough step. Steve, how are you feeling now?
Good. Better.
We'll see how long it lasts.
Jesus.
Finally going downhill for a little bit, but we have this ahead of us. So Pyrenees, more like boring. Just the way St. James did it.
Coming off thermals. You can feel the wind. You can see moving through the trees. It's not moving down there, but it's moving here. It's showing where it's going. And you follow that.
So we've approximately been walking about 2.5 hours now.
Maybe an hour and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
Hour and a half, 4 hours.
There were
all
breaks.
the same. Still haven't decided exactly what our game plan's gonna be. We're coming up to that Orison. When we get there, we're gonna have to basically decide Are we sleeping in the town even though they don't have any hostels open? Or are we sleeping in this kind of stuff tonight? Regardless though, the views are great. The Pyrenees are definitely a thing. But we're making good time. Well, we are officially now taking our first steps off the road and onto the way. It looks fun. How close are we, Steve?
False summit again and again, but realistically we might have less than 10 minutes because we just hit a hardball road. So we have signs probably right around the corner in all actuality.
Only thing we're worried about now, the R word. I'll let you guys know if we can get into town. I just felt it. So, the place that we had intended on staying at was closed. Now, feels pretty similar to being back in the field, quite frankly, because we know that we're going to be sleeping out in this somewhere. Why we're now heading downhill.
Well, it's the rise and fall of life. We find the things that we like and we don't like, and the challenges. Oh, you're talking about literally heading backwards. It's because there's a car coming, but we're looking for a tree. So we can go ahead and set up camp because it's going to be a good distance before we actually find any place that's, civilized, but it's still not going to be open. So there's realistically no point of heading to that. So we're going to go ahead and play it safe since we've sweat. It's cooling down drastically with this fog, and set up our tarps and ponchos and everything like that, and get ourselves out of the cold and prep for the night. So
yeah, the views of the Pyrenees are just immaculate right now. Probably about 50 meters of visibility. You barely can see it. That's our tree, baby. That's where we're sleeping tonight. Woo-hoo-hoo! This is where we're gonna be sleeping tonight. I cannot think of a more eerie, more Lord of the Rings-esque feeling place to sleep. We literally have no other option. We went up. There's no places that we can realistically get to in time. There's weather moving in. We came across this tree, and this is definitely going to give us the best chance of cover if we set up our ponchos. You can hear crows down this little hill here. You can hear the cow. Yeah, this is going to be a night to remember.
All right, Cody, tell me what's going on here with our setup.
I honestly wish I could tell you, this is so strange, this feels so unnatural. I've never done anything like this before. The thing about it all is I honestly think I'm going to be more comfortable tonight than if we had stayed at a hostel. And that's how I know it was definitely time to get out of the RV.
So, my setup is not quite as luxurious as Cody's. I did have the intention of being in a hostel. The worst case scenario, I am prepared with a 25-degree sleeping bag liner that provides me 25-degree extra heat, using my poncho to block out any wind or rain, and then a blow-up pillow and some extra layers of clothing. So we're going to see how that works out for me. Worst case scenario, I wake Cody up in the middle of the night and, build a fire or a cuddle or something to, not get overly cold.
Like best case scenario.
Best case scenario, he says, yeah. Here's to the 1% of the 1%. Those who actually choose to camp in the Pyrenees instead of hostels on the El Camino.
So, anyone watching this, all jokes aside, if you find this phone, send it to our loved ones. Mom, I love you. Kurt, Frederick, Stacy, same. Live life to the most assessed risk that you have calculated, and hopefully prepare for the worst.
I'll always remember what my math teacher told me in high school, and I stand by it today. And he always used to say, if you're gonna be dumb, then you gotta be tough. And that's what we're doing tonight.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
The beer was cold and the air was warm. I messed it up. Keep it running. The air was warm and the beer was cold. Four train rides and a lack of sleep. Heading for St. Jean like a flock of sheep. 47 bombs like a down bean.